and today we're taking a look at the nuts and bolts of the T-10, the Tier 9 version of the IS-7. So taking a look at it, it's got some pretty good angles on the armor, the turret too, and it's got some pretty good armor values on the turret specifically as well. So as you look here, it's also got that infamous pike nose, taking a look at, which can be a weak spot depending on how you're angled or how well you're hiding your lower plate there. The turret, however, it bounces 90% of shots placed on it unless they have a well-placed shot onto the actual commander's hatch. And here we are taking a look at the armor values. Okay, so as we look at that, as you can see, I've got the upgraded turret. So the front of the turret has 250 millimeters of protection, the sides have 201, and the rear has 90. The hull armor is 120 in the front, 120 in the sides, and 60 in the rear. And as you can see here, it's got a very good speed for a heavy tank. It's actually got some decent acceleration, and the chassis and the turret rotation are pretty amazing for a heavy tank as well. The view range is pretty phenomenal as well, and the camo value is pretty much nothing. So, you know, this tank, it's very good for a heavy tank. I love the IS line, and when I hit the IS-3, I was just in love with this. So here we are, we're taking a look at the package here. And as you can see, the standard round has 256 millimeters of penetration average, and the average damage is 440. And when you move up to the premium shells have an average penetration of 340 millimeters. So all in all, I mean, you can penetrate a lot of stuff with this gun. It's, for a Tier 9, it's pretty damn amazing. The view range on it base is 400. You throw some coated optics on and you can see 440, and the signal range is 750, which is pretty standard for, you know, a Tier 9 and Tier 10 tank. The aiming time on it could be a little bit better. It's 2.7, 2.79, something like that. So I mean, it's one of those tanks if you don't have to fire on the move, you don't want to. If you can support another heavy tank, then by all means, if you can be with an STI and support him, then you'll have the aiming time and try to snipe some shit out. I'm not saying be a sniper in this tank, but you know, if given the opportunity while supporting another heavy tank. So here's our first match here on Dragon Ridge, and we're in this T-10, and yeah, the mobility of this thing is pretty damn amazing. I love being able to relocate really quick. As most of you guys know, I love medium tanks and how to use your speed and versatility to flank enemies. So this is my kind of heavy tank. And as a lot of you guys know, I also have the E100. Not a big fan of it, and yeah, it does have a lot of armor though. But anyway, back to the T-10. So here we're just gonna try to push up the ridge line here, and we're gonna try to get over to the middle of the map and try to, you know, do what heavy tanks should do and take the front line fight. So I don't like driving down in the valley itself, no matter what tank I'm in, just for the simple reason getting out of the valley can be a pain in the ass. So here we are, and we're going to look over to our left, see if we can detect anything, and nothing there, no big deal. So we're going to push forward. Oh, and there we get detected, and an enemy is detected behind us and in front of us. So here we are, we're going to try to aim in here and take a shot at this guy, and there we go. Did some decent damage on him, and we bounced around. But you don't want to stay stationary too long, and that's why they give you some speed in this tank. So here we're going to try to pop a shot on this guy, and unfortunately, you know, has no effect. So now it's time to relocate. Now with this tank, it can be an exceptionally good brawler, or it can be an exceptionally good support tank. Just about It's just about as versatile as a T-62 Alpha, or any tier 10 medium tank that's a pretty good brawler. So here we are, we're just trying to get some side shots on that guy as he was poking over, and we didn't do any damage. So we're going to push forward a little bit further here. We're trying not to get too greedy and, be secluded all by ourselves. And there we go, we find an enemy with a lower plate showing, so we're going to take a shot at it. Of course, he puts a shot on us as well. So we're going to go up and we're going to face hug this guy. If he can't get our lower plate, then he probably can't penetrate us very easy. And he knows that too, that's why he's trying to back up, and we're just going to be doing the forward-backward game. Yep, and he puts a damaging shot onto us. So we're going to pull forward, and we're going to put one onto him. And he puts a second one into us. His rate of fire is a little bit better than ours, so we definitely need to push forward on him. And he did a lot of damage to me there. Anyway, teammate comes in and helps me up, and we finish him off. Thank you, Mr. E75. So yeah, like I said, when your lower plate is exposed, that pike nose, it does become a massive weak point. Had I kept face hugging him, he probably would have backed up to where he went over the cliff, and I would have been exposed to more enemies. And that's the whole reason I didn't face hug him the whole time, because I was afraid he was going to back up and expose me to even more enemy fire. And I would rather decrease the rate of enemy fire coming in at me, because it's kind of hard to guard from all angles. And looking at the map, they might have a couple more people sitting back. So here we go, we find the little brother to the T-10. And he's just kind of poking over here and there. So we're just going to kind of back up with our speed here and get that guy, which just came up on the radar. Turn around, and we're going to face him. And try not to let him get any damage on us. So here we are, just doing our standard back and forth move, our little shimmy, and firing when we get the chance. And then I just decide to go up and ram this guy and finish him off. Yeah, it's a little bit of unnecessary damage towards me, but it's one less shot I'm going to take just in case his reload would have been there quicker than mine. And now the little brother of ours poked up and tried to assault us a little bit, but somebody kept him fended off. So we're going to go up and we're going to put a round into him really quick. And sorry, little brother. And we're just going to keep pushing on the enemies. We don't have a whole lot of health left, but we still have a gun in this fight. So here we are, having problems with our depression, just like all tanks from this nation. And we do hit him and track him and get some tracking damage as well. So somebody else is shooting him, which is good. So hopefully we can get his lower. There we go. Did another 400 and something damage to him. And somebody else shot him after we spotted him. And there we go. Got him again. So we're getting, some assisted damage as well. And now that there was a tank behind us, we want to get around this corner and turn around and face our armor in the correct direction. That's another great thing about this tank. So there we go. We're just going to press on this guy now. I don't think he can kill us in one shot. So we're going to go up and we're going to help out this E75 with his little brother. And there we go. And now it's time to go down into the valley that I hate so much and just try to mop up these last 4 guys once we find them. I don't know exactly where they were, but we see 2 that are spotted. And now it's down to 3, and we're just going to keep pushing here. I do believe those guys got a handle on that guy, so I'm just going to keep searching. And yeah, there we go. We get a shot on him anyway. So he's just outright surrounded here. And if he falls back and my teammates don't kill him, I can get a shot on him. Unfortunately, I auto-locked and he disappeared right before I fired, so I did put that round into the side of the mountain there. It's another reason you should aim your shots more, and I need to get into that habit a little bit more. But, sometimes I just don't. And there, like you see, I tried another auto-lock shot. And now that he's taken care of, the tank destroyer is spotted, and the heavy, and they're both together behind me. So we're going to turn around, use the mobility of this tank, and we're going to try to get a couple more damaging shots on these guys. So you guys, as you can see, this tank, it's very fast, it's mobile, it's got some really good frontal armor, as long as you protect your lower plate, you know, using cover and such, which is why I lost most of my hit points, unfortunately. But other than that, it's a pretty solid tank. You know, every tank has to have a weakness, and this one's lower plate is, you know, just where it falters. But I mean, look at this speed. I mean, we're able to cruise up here and just get up the side of this mountain. If I was in my E100 or, you know, the E75, you know, I would still be back where that heavy tank is behind me.
They found us.
So I did get detected there, so I decided to fall back just in case he had his gun trained on me. And then I realized, you know, he couldn't do it on this ridge. So I'm gonna pull forward and hope he's not pointing my direction. Oh good, he's not, he's pointing at someone else, and I'm just gonna shoot him in the side. That's the end of the tank destroyer, the T-28 prototype. So now we're gonna push up here and we're gonna try to put a shot into this Tiger and finish him off in this match and send him back to his garage. So our guy's having kind of a hard time up here with him. They're both pretty much a one-shot kill, and I'm trying to poke around just to help him out as quick as I possibly can. And just as I poke around, he finishes my buddy off, and I finish him just, you know, 1/10 of a second later or so. But anyway, that's the end of that match. And so here we go. With a non-premium account, we ended up with almost 1,700 experience, almost 30,000 silver. We ended up with high caliber. We got our first gun mark. We got our mastery badge first class, and we did 4,700 damage. We blocked 490, and we assisted for 452 off 4 penetrations. And there we go. We are now at 67% on our MOEs. So here's a look at the teams and how well everybody did. Alright, let's move on to the next match. Here we are on Redshire this time. And on this match, it was a short match, but I really enjoyed this. It was primarily a tier 9 match with one tier 8 on each team. And I just wanted to, you know, see how well we could do on a short match. And with this one, you know, granted we didn't, you know, get a Top Gun or, you know, anything fancy like that. But it was a fun match. It was a nice 7-on-7 match. So on this map, I do like to go to the right side over there. And, you know, go to the, you know, G8. H8 area and get on top that hill and try to spot enemies, especially when I'm in a quick tank. Now looking at the setup, the enemies have one medium tank and we have one medium tank. We each have one tank destroyer, one artillery, and then everybody else is a heavy tank. So I kind of figured since our medium tank went over to the you know, F4, F5 area to the side of that mountain to spot, that I could be the eyes on this side of the map. And look, most of the enemies are over here, so that's 4 of them already. That's over half their team. So with that in mind, I'm just going to pull up over here, get on top of the hill, and get to a place that's, you know, free from getting hit from artillery, safe from the artillery, like beside this rock here. And if they try to cross over, I can try to put rounds into their side. So giving my teammates just a few moments to catch up to me before I put myself out in the open and try to take shots. And there we go, our first customer. It's an STI. And we put one into his side and back up, you know, while we're on the reload, because this gun has a pretty decent reload. And we're going to try to angle our armor behind that rock just in case they try to blind fire by this rock. And then we're going to back up because he kept pushing forward, and we're going to try to put another round into him. And we missed with that round. So 2 enemies to my front, looks like 2 to my left. And yeah, a couple teammates behind me and a couple teammates off to my left as well. So this is a pretty interesting match. So I'm just pretty much waiting for the opportunity to open up to fire at somebody. And there's that guy again, the STI. We end up hitting him, damaging him. Somebody tracks him in place, so that's good. So with the distance we have between us, over 400 meters, and you know, a little bit of foliage between us, we're not detected when we, you know, put some rounds into him. And the first guy's taken care of. But we did get detected right there for some reason. So we're gonna hide behind this rock here and wait and poke out. And we get detected, so we know which direction they are. And it's probably that tank destroyer. If I'm not mistaken, it was a T-95. So there we go, another enemy right there. Gonna put some more rounds into him, as long as he's on top of that mountain and, you know, not using any type of protection. Tried a blind shot there because he had just disappeared and the round just sailed clean over where he was. So even if he was still detected, that round would have just sailed over the top of him. So here we are just trying to angle our armor now, and we take a big hit from the right side. So now we're just trying to readjust. And look, it's the same thing as I am. And unfortunately he's lower than me. So aiming in, he's just going to hit my lower plate all day, and I'm just going to bounce off his because of the extreme angle. So I decided to switch to premium rounds and just try to hide my front lower plate right there. That's pretty much all I can do, because if I try to back away from this rock, and there we go, see, he puts a round into our track. So now he's on the reload. We're going to aim in and try to get a shot onto him really quick, and we still bounce even with a premium round. He just did not have enough time to aim in all the way, because he would have reloaded and put another shot into my lower plate. So it's just one of those things. If you're on a higher elevation point, like I am, it's just nothing but bad news. He can sit out in the open, and even if I hit his lower plate, then I'm gonna bounce off of it because of the elevation difference. So anyway, now that my teammates went up that way and they're pushing on him, I'm just gonna get some juicy side shots on him and do some damage. We kept the premium rounds in just to be on the safe side, and there we only got a crit even with a premium. So he's just about toast, and we're going to try to get one more round into him as soon as we reload. Oh, and we happened to track him in place, so that's wonderful news. But yeah, that guy, he was kicking my ass, I'm not going to lie. And he was also the guy detecting us, so we can pull out all the way from this rock now if we want. But considering how the team's placed everywhere, I'm gonna push up and hit this ridge line and you know, help them out with this tank destroyer up here, because he can be a pretty big threat to us. Once that T-10 is taken care of here in a few moments, you know, hopefully in a few moments, then you know, we can all surround that T-95. We do still have to be careful of artillery. So we're poking over. Oh, and looky there. It's the enemy artillery. And we just snapshot him really quick and put him out of the game. Send him back to his garage. That was the biggest concern of mine in this match, was that artillery. So anyway, now that we're over here, artillery's dead. We got side shots on a T-95. Teammates pretty much put him down to where he was an easy kill. Put one shot into him, and he's toast. And apparently they killed the T-10 as well. So we're just gonna shoot that guy, track him, and teammates are gonna kill him. And now it's just a game of cleanup. We're just gonna go find this last guy and kill him. But anyway, like I said, guys, I'm still new to the to this tank line. I'm not great with it. I make a lot of mistakes, as you can see in both of these replays. But I do put out a decent amount of damage. Look at that, 3,600 experience. We only got 4,000 silver because of all the premiums we shot. We ended up with a sniper and high caliber as well, mastery badge of the 3rd class, but that was only 3,000 damage off 8 penetrations. Blocked 760 and assisted for 542. But yeah, that's just how I play the tank, guys. I mean, I'm not saying you have to play it the same way as me, but that's just the vibe I get with it. It's gonna be great to be an assistant heavy tank, and then if your super heavies die, like your E100s and stuff like that, then you can take the fight up and be on the front line. Of course, when we get the tier 10 version, as long as you're hulled down, you're pretty much safe. Anyway, guys, you guys go out and you guys kill some shit, and I hope to see you on the battlefield. And don't forget, guys, if you liked the video, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you guys want to leave me a comment and let me know, give me some feedback, I would more than appreciate it. But until next time, fellow tankers,